Okay, so this actually reminds me of my fitness classes. Nobody comes to the front row, ever. So you guys are welcome to come up here if you would like. Like I said, I did used to teach fitness classes. I'll be teaching that again, and I like to preface all of my skincare presentations with a quick stand-up, and we're going to do a Zumba routine. Okay, just kidding, just kidding. Okay. So, like Jetta, is that correct? Got it. Okay. Like Jetta mentioned, the name of my company is Eve of Eden Skincare, where we're bringing your skin back to the way that it should be, and that is actually accurate. I beat my skin up like crazy for a good 10 years, feeding my body horrible things, putting horrible things on my skin, and so for the last 15 years, I have tapped into the fountain of youth, and now I'm putting the right things on my skin, and hopefully it's reverting me back to a younger age. I am 25, so if you do the math, you'll know how well it's working. Okay, so I would like to say something that we normally are not aware of, and that is that the conventional skincare products that we do use, we're often not told that there's approximately 160 chemicals that you're exposing yourself to on a daily basis, and that's just in your skincare line. So say you get up in the morning and you shower with your body wash, and you have a face wash, and you have an armpit wash, and you have something that you scrub your nails with, and I know that this is kind of exaggerating, but normally people put on and use about 5 to 8 products in the morning. And in your conventional skincare system, that's over 160 chemicals. These chemicals have things like triclosan, dimethicon, BPA in there, and all of these things will affect fertility, it will affect your thyroid, it will affect many other issues, including gluten intolerance, because there's a lot of gluten that's used as a binder in the skincare products nowadays. So if any of those apply to you, whether you have thyroid problems, I'm blaming your skincare. No. It's a accumulation of many things, but your skincare line actually could be something that is agitating that. I say that in regards to I used to have a thyroid issue, and for years I've spent time cleansing my body, but I think the biggest thing that has affected it was changing what I'm putting on my skin. So we actually have a very, very large organ called our skin. It's like a giant mouth. So anything that you put on it is absorbed within 26 seconds. And so if you're putting things that have the first 8 ingredients on it that are chemically labeled, dimethicon, some of them are things that we can't even pronounce, like phena, da-da-da-da-da. And if you have a chemistry major, then you'll understand all of these chemicals and how to pronounce them, because most of them we can't actually pronounce. So, excuse me. When I started the company, all of this was based on trying to get rid of rashes on my body, skin irritations, itching, and I kid you not, if I stood up here 15 years ago, I would probably be doing this, because my skin was so irritated by having things that were drying it out and having chemicals on my body, and my body was not able to actually work through the chemical reactions that I was having. And so that put me on a path of experimenting with natural products. And even what I found on the shelf that was labeled natural was still causing a lot of irritations. I had tried a natural deodorant that you would have thought I had like lice of the armpits, because I would like constantly scratch, and I had no idea why my body was reacting to something that was considered natural. And so I decided I was going to actually pursue this even further and start experimenting with things that if I knew I ingested whole foods and raw foods, what would my body do if I were to go back to natural things like coconut oil and shea butter and choose that route instead. And my body started healing. The skin started healing. I stopped getting breakouts on my face. I stopped having irritations all over my skin. And that, for me, if you've ever had major skin irritations, it can be miserable. I saw a lady just last week that spent most of the time that we were at a class just doing this to her head because her skin was irritated. And there's nothing to me more uncomfortable than being uncomfortable in your own skin. So in this path, I was able to figure out what things were considered skin edible and start combining all these ingredients together and turning it into things like Cracks Be Gone lotion that actually healed my hands so that I didn't have the cracks on my hands all the time. Also, I was able to use combine ingredients that would allow me to make a toothpaste called Mud Mouth. And the Mud Mouth is actually clay-based and it's consumable. So if you've ever looked at the back of your toothpaste, it says, do not consume, call poison control if you overconsume. And that should provoke a question like, why should I be calling poison control if I overconsume my toothpaste? So the Mud Mouth is based on not only helping your teeth to be remineralized, which we're taught fluoride actually remineralizes your teeth, but in actuality, medical reports will show that it's actually detrimental to your bones in mass quantities. And how can you tell if you've consumed too much? We're not able to register that. So why not just put something natural on our teeth and something that we can actually detox our body if we were to swallow. If our children swallow it, it's completely safe. In a class that I was previously in, I had a lady tell me her 1-year-old son ate 2 of the lip balms. And I thought, wow, I am really happy that this stuff really is consumable because I did not have to be concerned about what was going to happen to this child. And unfortunately, a lot of the products that are out there nowadays, they do have these kind of like secret ingredients. They're these things that you don't really know actually affect you. My goal is to actually let people know that you can use simple ingredients. It can still feel exquisite, but it's edible to your skin, and that is so important. We don't need 50 chemicals in a lotion. We just need 5, 6, maybe 7, and most of those are oil-based. So these are healing to the skin. And these are just an example of some of the things that I sell. That's our Morning Buzz soap, which is actually the best seller. It's chocolate, Bendix coffee, and cacao husks. So this is what we need on our skin per se. If this goes into our body and it's cleansing for our body and healing for our body, then we have other things that we can put on our skin that will make our skin respond the same way that our body responds to vegetables. And as a fitness instructor, I know that if I ate junk and tried to teach, I would be really lethargic. But if I ate vegetables before class, they would freak out because they knew that it was going to be so intense. And so it really does make a huge difference. So I would encourage you to show your skin some love and start looking at the back of the ingredients. Ask yourself if you know what those ingredients are. Ask yourself if you would open up your lotion bottle and eat some of it, because it's so important. Your skin is going to be on your body your entire life, right? So let's treat it well. This is a display that I had when I first started at the farmer's market, and these are some of the products that I have online, and I think that's a wrap. Okay, so I guess we open up for questions.